Do you ever feel like you have mastered the art of letting go, only to find yourself tangled in emotions you thought you left behind? It's confusing, right? We think detachment is the end, but it's only the beginning, really. Emotional healing is not just about detaching from someone or something, it's about what it comes after. So today I want to talk about and walk through the real journey from detachment to acceptance. I would like to explore each stage, and trust me, this isn't about moving on, it's about moving through. And let's be honest, detachment can feel like freedom at first, right? I've been there. It's like cutting a cord that has been draining your energy, suffocating your spirit, if you would. For a long time, I believed that once I detached from a person, a situation was healed. But in reality, detachment is just that very first step we take, really. You're not running away from the pain, you are creating space to deal with it. In reality, at first, detachment can be about survival, really. It's a way to protect yourself, especially if you're being in a toxic relationship or stuck in an unhealthy pattern, for example. But here's the hard truth. Detachment doesn't erase the emotional impact, unfortunately. It only creates distance for you to finally confront what is underneath. Now, let's have a look into the stages of emotional healing. It's a journey that, just like any other journey, is rarely a straight line, to be honest. So let's talk about the first one, which is shock and denial. Because when we first detach, there is often a sense of disbelief, like, did this really happen? You might find yourself replaying conversations and questioning your choices. And you know what? It's important for you to understand that this is perfectly normal, because our minds are wired to seek closure, and in the absence of it, we often stay stuck in a loop of denial. It is important to allow yourself to sit in this stage briefly without rushing through. The second stage is pain and guilt. Once denial fades, the emotional floodgates really feels like opens. The pain is raw and the guilt might creep in, especially if you are the one who chooses to detach. And this is where a lot of us can get stuck. We confuse guilt with responsibility. Remember, it's possible to make the right decision and still feel pain. Guilt doesn't mean you have done anything wrong. It's simply an emotion asking for your attention. This stage often linked to what John Bowlby called attachment anxiety. When we sever a bond, triggered a primal fear of abandonment, which can manifest as guilt. But, like all emotions, guilt is a signal and not a fact. And the third stage is anger and resentment. And anger is an empowering stage, really. Though it doesn't really feel like that at the time. But it shows you're moving forward. You might feel anger towards the person you detached from, or even at yourself. Don't shy away from it, because anger is a fuel and it pushes us to set boundaries and demand better for ourselves. And from an energy perspective, anger is a breaking point where old energy patterns are cleared. You can think of it as an energetic release that creates a space for the new energy to flow in. And anger, if it's processed in healthy ways, can be a transformative force. And the fourth stage is about reflection and understanding. After the intensity of anger, a shift happens in us. This is when you start to make sense of things. You look back not with blame or guilt, but with a desire to understand. It's here that you begin to see the lessons hidden in your pain. Understanding doesn't justify what really happened. That's not what I mean. but it brings clarity where you start to reconnect with yourself rather than focusing on the other person or in the situation. And this stage of reflection brings us to a concept explored by Carl Jung, the shadow self. Jung believed that we all have parts of ourselves that we keep hidden, not just from others, but also from ourselves. These are traits or emotions we think are unacceptable, like anger, jealousy, fear, shame, and they become part of what he called our shadow. When you go through detachment, you will likely find yourself face to face with your shadow. You may uncover feelings of worthlessness, insecurities, or unresolved anger if you have pushed down for years, for example. This can be incredibly uncomfortable because the shadow represents everything we refuse to acknowledge in our everyday life, you see. But here's the important thing. Your shadow isn't something to be afraid of, really. Jung believed that healing and wholenesses come from integrating the shadow into our conscious awareness. Because, in other words, to heal emotionally, you have to confront the parts of yourself you would rather ignore. So perhaps, when you find yourself revisiting painful emotions, stop and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me about myself? You see, detachment isn't just about letting go a person or situation, but also an opportunity to heal and integrate aspects of yourself that you're not aware of, right? And through this integration, you move closer to your true emotional acceptance. You see, this is the interesting thing. From my spiritual perspective, this process of integrating the shadow is like energy transmuting, really, because you're releasing stagnated and old energy and also embracing your whole self and accepting yourself for who you are, understanding who you are. And when we do that, we create a space for the new to enter our life, you see. Now, why this is so difficult to do, especially for women? Society has ingrained on us this belief that detachment is the same as failure. That walking away, especially from a relationship, is about giving up. So there is this immense pressure to stay connected, to hold it together, no matter how much it hurts. We are often conditioned to fix things or to be the emotional caretakers of others. And this is where societal expectation to nurture at all costs come to play. But I really think we need to challenge this, because detachment and healing are actually acts of self-care, no selfishness. And you might be asking, how do we move from detachment to true acceptance? I think the first thing to do really is allow yourself to feel everything. Give yourself permission to feel each stage. Don't rush the process. If you feel angry, feel it. If you're grieving, grieve. The only way to heal is true, because suppressing emotions doesn't really speed up healing. It prolongs it. So next, set emotional boundaries. In this healing phase, emotional boundaries are crucial. Protect your space. It's okay to say no, even to people who don't understand your journey. You might have to. And remember, this is about you, not them. In my opinion, it's also important to practice mindfulness and grounding. You see, mindfulness can be a powerful tool during this process. And the way you do is every time your mind drifts back to the past, gently bring it back to the present. Try grounding exercises like deep breathing or walking in nature to stay connected to your body and to the here and now. That will help. And if it resonates with you, you can also use energy clearing rituals, you see. If you're open to it, energy clearing practices can help you release emotional residue. This could be as simple as a breathing exercise, or to visualize negative energy leaving your body, or even using sage to clear a space. It also helps the mind to interpret as an act of closure, you see, on the issue that you are working on. In my opinion, these spiritual tools are as valid as psychological ones when it comes to healing. Now, I want you to think about something. What stage of healing are you right now? Have you allowed yourself to truly feel the emotions that come with detachment, or are you rushing to move on? Have you met your shadow yet? What parts of yourself are you still trying to avoid? I invite you to reflect on these questions, and remember, healing is not really about perfection, it's really about the progress. And if this video resonated with you, I would love to hear what you think about what I have shared here today. Please let me know in the comment section. And if you feel comfortable, share at which stage of healing you are in. Let's support each other. And if you haven't yet, remember to subscribe, because next Friday I will be going even deeper into emotional recovery and boundaries. You're not alone on this path, and together we can heal. Thanks for watching.